Hi, my sweet beloveds. So I'm quite sweaty because I was just dancing, and wanted to share that with you to remind you that, it's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to get depressed. It's okay to, feel like you're the victim sometimes. Depression is a deep rest. That's what I've really come to understand. It's like, okay, some traumas are coming up. I have to do some healing now. We can't move forward, right? Especially as women, we have these cycles where we actually have to stop and be very yin and go into ourselves. And it's not what we're taught in this society, right? And so, go into your cycle. Move naturally into what is happening, right? Don't resist it. And then once you're feeling better, move your body. Dance and sing. We get sick. A lot of indigenous cultures, I can't remember where I got this quote, but it was something like from this indigenous person or something, this tribal leader or something, and they were like, people are sick in the Western world because they've stopped dancing, they've stopped singing. So when we sing, when we dance, we tune our bodies, right? We can actually raise our vibration, we can heal ourselves. Our energy starts moving, we start to feel good, we start doing the things that we love, and then we're not thinking about living, right? Then we're not thinking about, well, what do I have to do to be worthy of love? Then we are love. That's it. And we're just enjoying the moment and the process. It is not always easy to be in that place. I went through a pretty deep depression. I was cleansing a lot of darkness recently. I know I always come out of it, but I was like, when am I going to come out of this one? And I was just really facing a lot of issues in my mind and past OCD traumas, and I haven't really opened up too much about my OCD. I say it like it's mine. It's just something I've been experiencing, up until now. And, it's something that I had as a child. I would count things, have to touch things in certain ways, make everything even. I kind of had some tics and things like that. And, it's just something that I think a lot of people suffer silently with. And because you can't see it, right? You can't see these kind of sicknesses or disturbances. And so, I was really having to kind of face that. And my OCD is kind of or the OCD that I've experienced, don't want to claim ownership over anything, right? We don't have anger. We're not angry. We're not becoming it. We're not, we don't have a sickness. We're just experiencing it. It's a good reminder to put in your head, put in your heart, right? We can always heal from anything. But recently I was kind of in a weird place, and when you're uncomfortable, the mind wants to crawl its way out, right? It wants to remind you of all the things that can make you happy, and we get stuck on them sometimes. And I was just really thinking about my image, and it was almost like this horrible addiction that I couldn't stop doing, right? I couldn't stop feeding. Logically, we know we don't want to feed these things, but the mind sometimes gets stuck, certain neural pathways. It's comfortable there, and we can feel it. We can feel when we're feeding the wrong thoughts or wrong energy. It puts disturbances in our entire field, right? But it's sometimes so addicting, right? And so for me, how I got over this recently, because I was having a really hard time letting go of this mind demon almost, was forcing myself to be present and doing those things once I felt better that made me happy, like dancing and singing and just being with my friends, forcing myself to get out of my head, right? With any kind of flow arts, where you're in the moment, drawing, dancing, whatever you like to do. We have to understand, my computer's being really loud, I'm sorry, that things don't have power over us, right? Unless we give them that power. Things that we're afraid of, they don't have power over us unless we go, oh, I'm afraid of that thing, that it becomes real, right? If we constantly feed that thing, or we're like, oh, you hurt me, and that person, blah, 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 we're just giving that away. So we have to return, and as hard as it is to let go of these lower vibrational entities or forces or people, we have to just say goodbye. It's the most loving thing that we can do, because our higher selves are begging us, right, to step out of our own way and create space so the universe can do its work. We don't have to think our way into the future. We have to be present and allow the universe to actually move through us. And so I hope that my talk today was insightful for you. And I just want to remind you that Mars just entered Gemini, so the stars reflect what's going on within our inner world, right, within the collective. It's like kind of like a map you can read, and anyone can learn how to read it. And so in the grand perspective right now, we're in this cycle, right? Time kind of works in cycles. It's obviously not as linear as we've been taught. I've noticed that a lot myself. It's almost like a spiral or like a circle. We come around back to the same things over and over again. And if we pass these tests, then we like get upgraded. But we can move on to any different timeline we want just by, you know, raising our vibration, that we can align with the new timeline wherever we are in time or space. So the energy of Gemini is the mind. It's communication. It's related to Hermes, who is the trickster. And he's also very related to music, right? And kind of like a darkness and a light. Gemini is a psychopomp as well. They go into the underworld. They help souls into the underworld. They kind of go into different realms. They're very shamanic. I always kind of almost associate them with Scorpio. They're very kind of similar. They're musical. They're otherworldly kind of creatures. And they're funny. They're hilarious, right? It's the divine comedian of the zodiac. I really enjoyed this sign. My sun is in the 3rd house, which is Gemini. So even though I'm a Libra, I have very much this, you know, funny personality as well. And my Jupiter's in Gemini, so that's kind of where I share my light, right, through words. And my Pluto also is in the 3rd house. So, you know, talking is my thing. It's fun for me, and writing and stuff. So we moved from Mars being in Taurus, and Mars is our action, our willpower, our drive, how we interact with this physical world. So in Taurus, we were in our bodies, we were slowing down, we were remembering what pleasure was and feeling good about the things that made us feel good, right? And enjoying in that way. Maybe we were more inspired to create art, who knows, right? What happened for you? And now with this planet moving into Gemini, it's like our mind's coming back online and things are starting to move again, right? You always see Hermes with the wings on his feet or on his helmet because he's traveling, right? He rules travel and movement and technology, communication, the energy moving, right? So the moral of my story is, if you're getting a little overwhelmed by your thoughts, don't worry too much, right? Don't worry at all. Don't feed that energy. Just know that we're moving into this different area of consciousness, and it's a little overwhelming to suddenly switch, right? But if we just kind of go with it, remember to be present, don't worry about the transitions too much. It's almost like we can open ourselves to the new template that's being brought down for us. And that's exciting. Life becomes fun again. Enjoy my dance, and I hope that you feel inspired to kind of get into your body and shake it and do whatever you can or are able to just feel present and alive and connected to your heart. Okay, enjoy my beautiful ones.
Peoples of the world will have to discover a way to live together in peace, thereby transform this pending cosmic elegy into a creative psalm of brotherhood. If this is to be achieved, man must evolve. accept the idea that man is mere flotsam and jetsam in the river of life, unable to influence the unfolding events which surround him. Peoples of the world will have to discover a way to live together in peace.